Start moving. He's gonna start moving now. His head, everything. Watch. Now he stops because I started telling him. Now he won't move. No, there we go. They're gonna keep moving. As long as I'm looking at them, they keep moving. The dead comes back to life when a human being is put between them. He becomes a battery to make them move and make noise. When I'm gone, they'll just freeze. This entity that exists in our air that took over their brains. Sounds like a movie, doesn't it? What's up, guys? It's always this, as if they're talking on the phone in this amazing conversation. They're smiling and laughing. It's so fake, man. I'm sick and tired of looking at it. What are these people made out of? Fakeness? It's just disgusting. I don't even want to record anymore, guys, to be honest with you. I'm just bored. I don't. This constant train of cars is around me everywhere I go at any time. I'm tired of it. This machine of torture. Constant cars. Train of cars. Constant people walking away from me, walking towards me. You name it. Constant. Big trucks making noise. Constantly. I can't breathe. Construction everywhere I go, as you know. All the places that I usually go to. If there's no construction, they'll put these things in the porta potties. What do they call these things? It reminds you of toilet and washroom. You know, they're famous for that in the gang stalking arena. To keep you disgusted, or talk about it, or mention it, or show it. It's just people walking around everywhere. All you see all day long is little dots in your view that's going ding, 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 ding. So that's how we're getting zombified, guys. The movies are true. They just don't literally show you what's happening to us. They insinuate it. So it's this entity that's dead, desperate for me to start recording for some reason. You can tell from the actions around you, because it wants to get my mind off the right things, the right direction that I've been heading. I've calmed down. I even treat them nice now. You know, I don't really flip out at them anymore, because it's not their fault. They don't know what they're doing. They don't. Whoever tells you that gang stalking is a community organized whatever, you know, look, always people walking in front of me. Oh, she's gonna go in the car now or come up. Always. Whoever tells you it's a community thing, that people are, guys, it's not true. These people don't know what they're doing. They don't know that they're bothering you. They don't. It's kind of like they have they're zombies, and the entity that's doing this to you has a remote control to their brains, moves them the way it wants to, right, left, up, down. I'm not kidding. I know this sounds really crazy, guys. It's a theory, though. Take it in consideration and look at my videos and tell me if what you see is true or not. Just people acting weird in front of me and pacing back and forth. Concentrate. I want to explain to you that it's all about pacing, and making noise, and you'll get it. Look, everywhere. They come out of the, I don't know where they come out from. Any place I go to, this place is so unpopular, especially at this time. Nobody comes here. You shouldn't see people walking, cars, nothing. Time right now, I think it's about 11:30 or something. Let me check it out. It's 12:15. So that's how it is, guys. Everywhere I go. So this is called the machine. Movies tell us what's happening to us nowadays. If you watch a movie like Glass by M. Night Shyamalan, I just saw it last night, believe it or not, I've never seen it before. Let's watch the ending and see what they do to guys that are tough and revolutionary. They depicted them as superheroes in that movie, and how they exclude them from society that way. You know, they got a lot of truth in them. Got a lot of truth in them, those movies, and keep moving on what I see outside. that there is a hidden entity that what it does is, in real life, it pins down the people that can make a difference. Doesn't want them to, wants to keep things the same. In class, that woman says 10,000 years that this entity's been around. And you know what? I believe it. It is a hidden entity. But our world, our internet tells us, oh, it's the Rothschilds, it's this, it's that. Guys, it's not a human entity. I know this is going to sound strange, but the more I wake up, since my awakening last year, about a year and 2 months ago, the more I realize that this entity ain't human. The people around me maybe, but the entity itself that takes over them when I show up ain't human. I had a girl that called me about 4 or 5 months ago. She saw a couple of my videos, and she said to me certain things that I didn't know at that time. I still thought at that time every place I go to, it gets evacuated or whatever, because that's what it seemed like at the moment, at that time. And, you know, because nobody would really think that you should be treated this way by normal people. And she said certain things to me, and it was so true. You know, it's demonic. It's whenever you show up in a place, not only you get stalked by a lot of people, and they annoy you. That particular place could be running smoothly or, you know, normally. And then when you show up, it just goes into mayhem. You know, the workers, whatever, they start to pace, as you've seen in my other videos in hospitals and everything. They start to do strange things. So it makes you question the sanity of these people that work in those places and the people that show up with you and the humanity and the, you know, because they stop acting like human beings, even though you still are. You know? Now, the argument with this is, for most people that tap into the subject of gang stalking, is they'll say, oh, well, these guys are nuts. Well, you know what, guys? Don't listen to what the people say in their videos. Watch the video, and you, for yourself, make the decision on whether you think so or not. You know? So now it's getting much better. Most of them admit that, yeah, it is an epidemic. It happens everywhere, or whatever, and this and that. But remember, anything you see out there, watch for proof. Watch for proof. So it's the constant direction that you're looking. You're supposed to always see motion. Always. Motion. And talking around you. So it's a machine. It's a machine of noise and motion. And this machine, it circles around you all day long like this. So when you look at movies and you see these scenes and the aliens farming human beings and have us in paces and big circles, this is what's happening here. Everywhere I go, I'm surrounded with a big, huge circle that just pretty much does the dance around me all day long. So it drains me of my energy. So if you take vampire movies or werewolf movies or even zombie movies, and if you take them as insinuations of the epidemic that's happening to certain human beings today, which is gang stalking, it explains it perfectly. It's just not a exact depiction of it. It's an insinuation. You know what I mean? They're not really, you know, taking a chunk out of your neck or sucking your blood out. But what they're doing is they're draining your energy. With them being around you doing this all day long. And it's not normal actions, it's irregular. You can see it. Don't say, well, you're in a busy place, there's a lot of people there, or it's the time you're there. No, guys, it's got nothing to do with that. Look at the actions. Look at how everything is just sitting still for you to turn around, look at it, and it starts to move and make noise. These irregular things that are not human. Now, this, yes, goes back to the microchip, which is in the eye and the ears. You know, whether it's in the optic nerve or in the brain, doesn't matter. And those microchips get these people to move whenever you look at them. And if you can hear them or not, I've already proved that in my other videos with the headphones. I take out the headphones, the talking starts. I put them on, the talking stops. Now, exactly at that point, or literally, but somehow, some way along the way, it turns into that, and it is a proof, a legit proof. Or I'll be walking into a place or a hospital, and there's people in a certain room. When they get within certain distance, they start talking. As soon as I pull back, they stop. It's just amazing. It's kind of like, you don't want to say those things. You just want to prove them on video so people don't accuse you of certain, things. But when you take those things into consideration, it makes you question the people around you, their humanity. We're all attached to a machine here, or what? I mean, yes, Wi-Fi is in the air for a reason, to get connected. The entity itself that created all this technology that we have today is to connect us. Connect who and who? We're gonna venture into that soon. I already know. I'm just not gonna throw it right out for you guys. I'm gonna take you into it slowly, step by step, and gradually, because it'll be a shock. It's a huge awakening for the world. Nobody's done this so far. They are already prepared. You see a lot of videos out there. They're coming up with new ideas now. I checked out something on the internet, some kind of virus, Mangela, whatever they're calling it, where it moves if you put your fingers close to it. That's because I've showed you in my other videos where I look, even if there's no one there, it gets windy and the leaves start to move. So they're trying to make legit videos like mine as if they're normal, or it's they take away from the truth that way. That's the best way you can bury the truth. Best way. You can't bury the truth better than that. So there has to be constant motion in front of you. Constant. When I wasn't looking, nothing was happening. Now, this is a buzz. People are getting on and off and this and that. I don't really stress much on those things. So I like to prove it to you in more subtle places where people are supposed to be sitting and not moving, and they get up and start doing things. That's when I really stress on it. And obviously, you watch my older videos, you can see that. But the reason for my coming back after, I've been through hell for the last month and a half. That's the reason why you didn't see any videos up there. I was robbed. Didn't even have a phone or even a small camera. One of those $25 ones, the SQ11s, not even that. So I couldn't really record for you guys. But now that I'm ready and equipped, I'm gonna take you into a new world that I've, pretty much woken up to, improve to certain things that are just mind-boggling. It will make sense when you watch every single movie out there. It will start to make sense to you that this entity itself that's doing to us is using the realm of the motion picture to pretty much tell you in your face what they're doing to you, but in an indirect way, in an insinuation. You have to be waking up in order for you to see that. You kind of got to look at your environment and ask questions, why and how come and whatever, for you to be able to see those things, or you won't. You'll still be blind to them. But basically what they want to do with a human being, us, is turn us into a battery. You watch a movie like The Matrix in 1999, they tell you that straight up in your face. What does that mean? Well, wherever you go, people start to move and make noise, and machines start, things get activated. Your electricity to I don't want to say the word yet because I'm prepared to find out the truth, but we'll get to it soon, to pretty much a society that's sort of dead. It needs to be activated for it to use its resources, for it to function. So I made this small video. I'm going to upload it for you guys today. I shot a lot of footage yesterday and the day before, about an hour and a half, but you guys aren't ready to see certain things yet or hear them. They're shocking truths, and I do have to do more proving in order for me to put them out there, because if I can't really prove to you in certain things what I'm doing, I don't like to put them up. Talking doesn't really do anything. I want you guys to see footage, to see what I experience, what I see, where I go. And it goes back to the Truman Show. It's Truman Showish, everything. It's the pacing. If you look at any movie in the background, what do the extras do? Pace and make noise, and as soon as the camera gets to that table, they start to talk and move their arms. The camera gets to another table, they start. This is what a human being experiences when he's getting gang stalked. It's kind of like an automated sort of a system that starts up when you get there. That's just staying, it's subtle, and it just sparks up when you get there. It's kind of staying there and waiting for you to show up for it to, go get the electricity. So, just like Truman in the movie, watch that movie 1998 or 99, Jim Carrey. So I'm gonna start from that time and take you on, and the cleaning, obviously, wherever you go, it has to be done in front of you, right? Things like that. Every single place I walk into, this is what happens. And now he stops. There's nothing to clean. Look, I don't know what he was cleaning. They have to show up in front of you so you can see it. So if you look at the witches movies back in the days, what do witches do, guys? They always have a broomstick. I'm going to tap into those subjects because I'm going to wake up a lot of people to certain truths that the world has never, ever, ever heard of yet. And I'm going to prove it. Witches grab broomsticks and fly with them, right? They use them to do the magical, around this. There was the bus stop with me. That you just saw sat in front of me. You see how you meet the same person again, they come and sit in front of you? You have to see sort of the same person twice or three times. There's always a homeless sitting somewhere for you to get miserable, or that he stinks, or whatever, in the corner, or always, everywhere I go. So those are the elements that pretty much are supposed to make you miserable, that you see everywhere you go. And I'm gonna wake you guys up to a lot of truth out there. It's gonna take a couple of months, easy. It's not gonna be quick, So, even in the other subway, look. Oh, he went down, now he's cleaning. Look, see that? Maybe I'll walk. There he is. He passed by right now. So everywhere you look, you're supposed to see those things. They're kind of psychological warfare-ish. The cleaning, this is what the microchip does. Not only does it pinpoint you and you get stalked, you get located. Otherwise, they can't do this to you if they don't know where you are. And in your eyes and your ears to make the constant noise for you. If they don't know if you can hear or not, how are they supposed to make noise? That's what the microchip's for. To tell them if you can hear or not, if you got headphones, if you can. So there's like sensors planted inside of you that, it's amazing how automated it is. It's mind-boggling. So it's this constant. Everywhere you look, things are gonna move. I look to the right, move. There has to be constant motion. So if you have the power with the microchip in your eyes to move people when you look at them and to make them make noise, it makes you question their humanity. Are they human beings? Or is the entity that microchipped you, that microchip inside of you, if it has that power to do that to them, then it's not you. It's the entity itself that wants to pinpoint you and put you in a spot and circle you with people to beat on you, pretty much, to drain your energy, to make you miserable. Because you guys know with gang stalking, there's a lot of street theater, psychological warfare, and all those things apply directly to your own personal life. Things that happen to you inside your home, even if you live alone. How is that possible? Well, we go back to the microchip in the eye where they can see through it. Now, I have an MRI coming up soon, and I'm seeing an ophthalmologist. You have to do those two things in order to find out where it is. A lot of people mention it on the internet that, they have a microchip and they go on the media and talk and go to conferences. Well, guys, the thing that's really mind-boggling about that is, if you have a microchip, why don't you just go take it out? And once it's out, then you're done. You're free. You can go on and live your life. What's the point of making videos and doing all those unnecessary things? I don't know. That just goes back to me, though. That's the way I see it. If I'm free of this, I don't think I'll be making these videos anymore. What I'll do is I'll make enough to expose certain truths to the world so I can help people out there that get into this or don't know about this or find themselves into this one day, where they can go and search and find videos that can help them out to discover the truth and not to pay for it like I did. Suffered for about 1.5 years now for me to get to this point and realize exactly what's going on. Then a new person would come in and just pretty much, boom, right away they figure it out. Other than that, once you take that chip out, you're done. Anyways, guys, I'll be in touch till something interesting happens. I'm not wasting video here. It's 20 minutes.